Hello everyone, it's Todd Screama. So thanks for listening to this video of business process improvement. Guys, what this is all about, and there's a form that goes with this, is how do we change processes in a company, whether it's at a branch level, at the mothership level, so that we're really serving the client. Things are easier, things are faster. Well, that business process improvement, I'm just going to give you a flyover, and you got to follow the form that goes with this. But really, here's the basic idea. Let's say a branch is closing 20 loans a month, and we're trying to get it to close 50 or 100. The truth is, the amount of change that has to go on at the branch level, the changes in process and procedures are enormous. So how do we do that, okay? And so here's the basic idea, is you're going to get a team together, a business process improvement team. And that team is going to include the users, it's going to include some managers, it's going to improve anyone who's involved in that process. Maybe it's 3 people, maybe it's 8 people, and you have a meeting, and you literally flow chart out, hey, how do we do it now? And at this stage, the biggest thing that you'll recognize is how we think it's done is not really what happens. And that's the biggest mistake, is you got to have the right flow chart on, hey, what really happens now? And then you brainstorm, how does it look in the future? How could we re-engineer this process? And it might be one little change sometimes. Sometimes it's 3 or 4 changes. And how do we get that process to go even better? And then you got to test it. Just, hey, we're going to test this for a week or 2 and see, is this process really better? Does it make us more efficient? Are customers more happy? And then you roll it out into the entire organization and say, hey, this is how we do it. Okay? An example of this is our loan managers signing off conditions. You know, we looked at that and said, hey, this is kind of silly. We've got some of the best loan managers in the country. Why don't we just have them sign off conditions? Okay? They know what if a condition meets criteria or not. It meets the underwriting standards, so they check it off, and now that saves a whole step. It might save 3 days on a loan. That's a huge improvement. You know, getting the HUD approved a day before docs go out in a wet state, that's a huge improvement. So there's just all kinds of things that when you really tear this apart, we can find wins in business process improvement. And guys, we talked about a process, people, process, product, right? This is how we change the process. And I'm telling you, it's kind of complicated, it's kind of detailed, but is a total game changer. You know, I have the pleasure of seeing people, loan officers, for example, that struggle to close 3 loans a month and ones that make $5 million a year. What is the difference? The #1 difference I can tell you between great companies, poor companies, okay companies is the process. That process is totally different. The process for a loan officer to close, say 40 loans a month or 30 loans a month, it is so night and day different than a loan officer that closes 3 or 5 loans a month. And that's an example of what I'm talking about. Processes can be how we answer the phone, how we process loans, how we collect conditions, how we underwrite a loan, who signs off conditions. I mean, every single thing, how you hire, every single thing in a business is a process. And when we start to understand this process and we start to do it the same, the whole team does it the same, amazing things happen. So, guy, that's a little bit about BPI, Business Process Improvement.